record. I don't know why. But I have somebody interested in a StarVision, and he wants to use it on a scope running at about f5. So I was able to talk to Rock today, and hopefully this is as close as I'm going to get. I'm going to try a few galaxies later. Right now I have to get an Epic Pen going. I have a 4-second exposure, 30% gain. Let me pick some text. So I'm going to put that over here. So averaging 5. So how do I capture images with this software? Oh, I haven't used this enough. Continuous snap. And I guess the images go here. So that is a snap right there. Okay. Hi, Dennis. I'm going to try a few different focal reducers with this camera tonight. Field of view is not quite the field with the DS16. This is an 11mm sensor, and the sensor in the DS16 is 22mm. So twice the diagonal extent, 4 times the overall area. Let's see how I can tweak this a little bit. Where's the histogram right now? Okay, histogram. Maybe I can. That's going to blow the center out. That's too much. Go back to the defaults. Yeah. And I think I have too much green. So I'm going to reduce the green a little. Maybe too much. .85. Let's see what that does with the green. The red. Okay, Rusty. I figured I wanted to grab this tonight because we're supposed to have rain coming in, maybe starting tomorrow. Hi, Ski. Ooh, that was too much blue. Yeah, Rusty's going to set up, Ski. Like I said, this is 4-second exposure with about 1/3 a gain. I did not grab my headphones tonight, so what you hear is what you get. Okay, Rusty, you're going to Fort Worth and we're going to get rain. So I'm going to try to go to M82 and see if I can hit it with this smaller sensor. Let's see. Slew to and center in chart.
Telescope slew into target. Telescope slew complete.
Okay, so let me stop the stacking I was doing, which is somewhere here. Oh, I hit it at least. Image, take it with the stack. And now I gotta figure out how to move it over. Let me get the hand controller. That's the easy way. Get the astrophysics hand controller. Let's see. Let me hit east. What's my rate? 64 east. I hit east. Let's see which way it moves. The wrong way, of course, always. So let's go west. Wait for the next one, west. Okay, north. South. Okay, so it's there. So let me stop change the exposure to something a little bit longer. Let me go to 10 seconds. And let me change the text. Line. And let me go to a different color. Okay. And let me go back to image and let me do an average stack of 5. So now I'm going to start average stacking 5. I have not figured out how the dark field subtraction works with this camera. And here you have the countdown clock right below, so you click and that's a new image just came up. Let me see where the histogram is. So maybe I can reduce the white to about 200. Later on, I'm going to try putting the new MFR 10 in and see what that does as far as field of view. Let me move this down to about 150. Okay. And image. So maybe I could increase the gamma a little. Let's go to 0.95 maybe. See what that does. And I'll increase the sharpness a little bit. .25. Let's see. Yeah, it's not bad. I haven't used this camera. I just applied the noise filter here. Let me go to about 25 on the noise, and that did smooth it out a little bit. I mean, you could, I went to zoom in, and that, yeah, okay. We were experimenting today, and I noticed this feature. And with this, you can drag the image around. But I'm going to go back to, hi Matt. We're experimenting with a different camera tonight with the StarVision. Color, exposure. Yeah, the gain is 30 out of 100, roughly 30%. The exposure is 10 seconds roughly. And I'm doing an average stack of 5. I'm going to stop the average stack, and I'm going to do a additive stack of, let's see, 3, what that does. So the first one's in the mix. It gets real bright. I prefer the average stack. Yeah, I prefer the average. Average gives a much smoother image. Let me change the exposure. Maybe try 15 seconds. It's different. Let's put it that way. The zoom doesn't work as smoothly as it does with Mellencam Sky. So that's a single 15-second exposure. And now I'm going to do a mean stack of 5, which should smooth it out a little bit. So let's see what happens. Hopefully my video records tonight. The one I did the night before last crashed and burned. When I went to view the file, it said that the file format was corrupted. So let me do a snapshot on this. Snap. And if you look here, you can look at, these are the images I've taken so far. That's the Orion Nebula earlier, and now I've got M82, and we're back to the camera. What I don't like about this camera is that the only place you see the timer, the exposure counter is right below the exposure, and it's counting down. You don't have a bar visible on the main screen all the time. Oh, great. I'm glad she's enjoying it. Yeah, there's a lot of detail in the core of that galaxy. And the averaging is actually starting to smooth out the image a little bit. I could push reds up a little. Let me go to maybe 0.75. So I got a little bit redder. And let me push up the gamma. It was at what, 1, oh, gamma. Gamma was at 9, not that much. How about 1? It was at 0.95, now it's at 1. So eventually the averaging should get a little bit darker. Also, I have not quite figured out how to take and enable the dark. I'll have to play with this more later. But yeah, this is a single, oh, what did I say? 15 seconds I'm at now? Yeah, I'm at 15 seconds. So let me hit the eraser on this. And now I'm at 15. 15 seconds. Okay. Well, you can tell, Aaron, that it's a balmy 62 here in Louisiana. Rock was telling me this morning he woke up to drive to work and there was a foot of newly fallen snow on top of his vehicles. He hadn't counted on that. Let me do another snap. I'm gonna grab another snap. Okay. It's actually quite comfortable tonight. Uh, I click this, and if I zoom right to a number like 125, what happens? Let's see. Here it is. One thing that I like about this software, let's see if the inverse works. Of course, since I'm averaging it, it's going to, oh, that didn't work. Not while I'm averaging exposure. So let me turn the inverse off. Let me go back to positive. Okay, I'm back. And I can go back to the zoom of, say, 100%. Okay. Well, I'm going to try a different galaxy. I know we had some, how high? Where's my galaxy list? I made an observing list the other night. Bright edge on and barred spiral galaxies. And let me sort them by altitude. Okay. So 2403. Oh, yeah, well, That we have, they haven't started spraying yet, but it won't be long before they start spraying for mosquitoes. The worst mosquitoes I've ever run into were in Rock's yard up on the St. Lawrence. It was pretty hot. I bought some, it's right here, what's it called? Repel 100 insect repellent. It's like 99% deep, and it works pretty well. In fact, I brought up to Rocks about 6 bottles of that, and it came in very handy for the people at his star party. Let me see what I can go to. I'm looking at altitudes in the chart. Right now we're looking at the cigar, which is cigar is 45 degrees up. It's like a pump, a little pump bottle sprayer. I got it off of Amazon. Repel 100, and it's not as aromatic as some of the aerosols. It's a little oily, and you got to be careful because if you touch anything plastic with it, it does have a tendency to dissolve plastic. Let me see if I can go to 3620. Well, let me go to M65 first. I'm going to go slew to, oh wait, let me go back to M82. Cigar. Let me go back to the chart and sync. Where did it go? There it is.
Telescope synced.
So it's synced on M82. Okay, so now I can go, let me see if I can go over to M65. Okay, Matt. Good night, Aaron.
Telescope slewing to target.
Let me move it on.
Telescope slew complete.
Okay. So let me stop the stacking. Image. Disable the stack. I'm still back at 15 seconds. Okay, there's M65 at the bottom. So let me figure out which way I gotta move it. Okay, let me go hit south and see which way it moved. Rough doing this every 15 seconds. Let me see, where is my countdown? Went the wrong way. Hi, Jason. Where did it go? I lost M65. There it is. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What the heck? Back to Sky Tools.
Telescope slewing to target.
Yep,
Telescope slew complete.
there it is. It's hard to center objects when you're dealing with 15-second exposure. So let me go back to something shorter and push the gain to max. Let's see what happens. There it is there. So let me see if I can. I blipped it north. Let's see where it goes. North went. Okay. Now let me go east. I think east is where I want to go. Okay. So now let me go back to 30% gain. Go back to 30 or so. 30. Let me go back to 15-second exposure. Okay. Let's see where the histogram ends up falling. Okay, so now I gotta raise the black point. Well, I raised it to where it killed everything. Let me go back to defaults. Wait till the next exposure. Jason, I have not figured out how to take the proper darks with this camera yet. That's what's going on tonight. So there's a few colorful pixels. I mainly use this camera for solar. It's an excellent solar camera. Okay, so let me now lower the white point to about 150. Okay. Okay, now let me go back to camera. Image. I'm going to do a mean stack. Don't want to go with, maybe I'll go with a little bit longer exposure. It's pretty low right here. It's down in, how high is it? It's 33 degrees and azimuth 94, so it's almost due east and 33 degrees up, so it's still pretty low. I'm building a 20-second exposure, probably below the histogram. M65. Camera. 20 seconds. Okay, where'd the histogram go? And today I have a lot of haze in. We got rain coming in for tomorrow. That's why I was trying to get this going tonight. Because after tonight, I think we're going to be clouded and rained out for the next 3 or 4 days. Okay, let's see. Next refresh. There it is. Okay, now let me do a, what was I going to do? Here, I'm going to do an average stack of 5. Okay, so now it's average stacking. It was not You listen to the weather people. I'd love to get paid to do what they do because they can be wrong all the time and still get paid. Uh, I'm starting an average stack of 5. That should smooth it out a little bit. Let me see if I can go to a. I just zoomed in to 125 zoom. Let's see. Oh, the skies look terrible at night. Golly gee. It is not looking good tonight. I was hoping to have a better picture than this, but I don't think. Yeah, it got grainy. I noticed that. I think they're fighting the atmosphere. I'm still average stacking. Okay. I don't know. Oh, this is not 15 seconds anymore. It's 20. No, it is not cooled. It has a dark subtraction just like the other cameras, but I have not figured out how to do that yet. I got to talk to Rock tomorrow. I mean, I could try a longer exposure, higher gain, shorter exposure. But yeah, there's a lot of colorful confetti, as some people have called them. Supposed to be able to do a. No, this is a EQ. I got my Astrophysics 1600 in the dome. I use the Altaz when I go out in the field to star parties and stuff. Wonder what would happen if I went to mono with this. So I just changed it to grayscale. Where did the histogram go? Where's the exposure? Well, that's called pushing the histogram too much. I want to go to about 20. Okay. Next exposure is coming up. Got it somewhere between 20 and 40. Well, I can try a longer exposure. You were saying gain 10 and 30 second. Okay. Well, that's easy to do. So let's go back to camera, exposure, gain to 10, and exposure, let's go 35. And let's see, it's starting to, do I have to stop my average stacking until the first image pops up? Okay. And one thing I want to try after this, I want to try throwing in the new focal reducer that Rock made, the MFR10, see how it does with this camera. Okay, so this is, let me erase all of this good stuff. Okay, so now the, what is it, 35 seconds. %, gain, and oh, I think I still average stack 5. What? Okay. It's not quite as, and I can go back and see what it does to the color image. So now if I go back to unclick mono and see what the next image does, the color should return in 13 seconds. Let's see what happens. Four, three, two, one. Oop. No, much fainter. And I think you need the I need to figure out how to do the dark frame. That's what I gotta do. I will definitely get with Rock in the morning on that. Okay. Where's the histogram? I'm gonna go stick my nose out and see how bad the skies look. Come on, histogram, show up. Ow, by my knee. You get a much wider field with this, not a wider field, you get a larger image of a target because the sensor is half the diagonal extent as the DS16. This sensor is only 11 millimeters versus the 22 millimeters in the DS16. Boy, I went too much with the dark. So by nature of the smaller sensor, the targets are twice as big, just a smaller field of view. I just got to figure out how to do the dark image. Black level, sharpness. I want to lower the gamma, maybe increase the contrast a little bit. Let's see what happens with the next refresh. And let me zoom in to 125. M65. Okay, so let's try, well, okay, Jason, let's see. Change it to 45 seconds. Yes, 45 seconds. Hey, Dewey. Yeah, we're doing more experimenting tonight. Hey, Jason's looking at possibly getting this camera instead of the one he has right now, so that's why I'm experimenting with this. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, maybe unzoom a little bit. Let me go to 100. That's the problem. But the only thing I don't like about the software in this one is when you change zooms and you get a white screen. I told Rock we need to get the programmers to make it go to a black screen. Uh, you can't scroll and zoom like you can with the Cam Sky software. This, every time you change a zoom level, you get this white screen until the next refresh, which is not good. Okay, I went back to 100%. Okay. So that's M65. 10% gain. Real low gain. Oh, so let me change the... $45. Okay. So now we're at 45 seconds, 10% gain, and we're average. Are we still averaging? I gotta see if I'm still averaging. Oh, I didn't enable the average stacking. Well, now we're averaging 5. Yeah, Jason, before that image you were looking at was not averaged. It was just a straight 45. Now I've started the average, which should smooth it out a little bit more. Let me see what next target I can go to. I'm looking at the, okay, let me look at my Sky Tools chart. Dewey, I got my solid state drive for the Neo box. I have a keyboard, wireless mouse. I'm going to start getting that ready. Okay. The memory cards, the 2 8 gig memories come in, I think, Monday or Tuesday. But I can get everything loaded up before that. Okay, let me go back to, I forgot to center on this, M65. I'm going to sync.
Telescope synced.
So I'm now synced on M65. Let me go to M106.
Telescope slewing to target.
It's a little bit further north. Let me...
Telescope slew complete.
Yeah, okay. So let me stop the average stacking. Okay. And now that's the inside of the white, the light bouncing off the inside of the dome. I ordered the what? T2. Okay, will do. Let's see, the next exposure is coming up in 10 and counting. 5. We'll see how well my go-tos put M106 in the field of view. Oh, right in the center of the field of view. Okay. Let me go stick my nose out. Well, I think looking at the sky's answers a lot of questions. The sky is not that good, folks. Yeah, Jason, I just stuck my head out. I can barely pick out the Big Dipper. See, I took a few images already. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's not that good of a night. Let's put it that way. It's pretty hazy out there. There's a lot in the southeast to southwest. M106 is 30, almost 36 degrees up, and at azimuth 51 degrees right now. So I guess all things considered, it's not bad. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the clouds are not helping at all. I went to look for Orion. It's setting behind the trees, but it was hard to pick out all the stars in Orion. The south is worse than the north right now, but the north is getting bad. What I wanted to do is I wanted to put the new focal reducer in and see how that changes the field of view. So if you'll indulge me for a second, I'm going to stop. I'm going to finish